Now, a public inquiry is opened in the UK into a blood scandal that cost the lives of thousands of people. The inquiry will look at why so many people were given blood products from the United States that were contaminated with HIV, hepatitis C, as well as other viruses. Many of the products came from prisoners and drug addicts who sold their blood. Jason Evans set up the group Factor 8 after his father died in 1993, and he joins me now from Coventry in the UK. Well, thanks for talking to us here on Euronews now. Tell us why, you got involved, beyond the death of your father in this campaign.
Sure. Well, in 2015, an inquiry that took place in Scotland called the Penrose Inquiry reported, and that inquiry said that there was little that could or should have been done differently. And our goal from that point was to prove that that was wrong. And phase one of doing that was to try and get a UK-wide public inquiry. After lots of political and legal and press pressure, we did achieve that in 2017. And now our new goal is to get the government and the pharmaceutical companies to accept liability for that scandal.
Okay. Well, your charity takes its name from the blood clotting agent. Do you think that, it's, as you outlined there, it's only just been in recent years that you've managed to get this change? But do you think, a lot has changed in the industry since this scandal was first unearthed?
The products generally that are used today in the treatment of haemophilia are different to the ones in the 70s and 80s in that most of the products in use now are called recombinant products, so they are not derived from plasma. But I think because in this country there wasn't that investigation into the government or the pharmaceutical companies, the lessons weren't learned. And there's actually a fantastic book, which I have no relation to, which is called Blood, Gift or Merchandise, as you can see there. That book was published in 1982, and it outlined how the then subsidiary companies of Bayer, Baxter and Revlon Healthcare were, quite frankly, I would say, reckless in the way they manufactured and distributed these products, and also the recklessness of governments for importing and using them.
Okay. Well, those companies aren't here to defend themselves, but I'm sure they would say if they were that they have changed some of their practices. Sir Brian Longstaff, who's chairing this inquiry, which is expected to take 3 years, has called for action to be taken. What are you looking to come out of this inquiry?
I think at this point people want and deserve answers. They deserve the truth. And that's the really important thing about this inquiry. Yes, we're pushing for the government and the companies to accept their legal liability for this scandal, but people do want to know exactly what happened. It almost begs belief that when it was well known amongst the companies and medical professionals that when you mix the plasma donations of tens of thousands of people together, something's going to go horribly wrong. They continue to do that anyway. We know there are at least 1,500 confirmed deaths as of 2017 from the use of Factor 8 and Factor 9 concentrate products. And of course, at least some 4,000 people were infected. The precise figures aren't known because the organisation called the UKHCDO in this country is a private body which collects data on haemophiliacs, I would allege, in contravention of the Data Protection Act, and then sells that data to pharmaceutical companies. But it's things like that that have prevented people from getting to the truth of this scandal.
Jason Evans from Factor 8, thank you for sharing your experiences with us here on Euronews Now.